and I get this panic that my life is now on pause. The dark gets cleared, the board's been cleaned, there's nothing left on my screen. The plate is empty, so it seems. Now is the time to ask, okay, what's next? This was fun while it lasted, nothing comes to you ask it. So I'd really like to know what's next. Around the corner, down the street, whatever's meant for me to meet, I'm waiting for it anxiously. So tell me please, what's next? What's next? Maybe it's a little daunting, thanks I know. Silently it's haunting me and I'd like it to go. See, I could be 103 and still moving slow, full of promise and potential till my eyes finally close. But I got time, got years and years, work to do, but I got fears, and there's a ringing in my ears. So still I gotta ask, okay, what's next? This was fun while it lasted, nothing comes to you ask it. So I'd really like to know what's next. Around the corner, down the street, whatever's meant for me to meet, I'm waiting for it anxiously. So tell me please, what's next?
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be in this beautiful planet of ours. This is the follow-up show. Today we're calling it the Compassion Cafe to Metaphysical Mocha Mondays here on YouTube. We have switched over. I used to do my after shows over on Facebook, but now I just do Mocha Mondays. So if you didn't catch that show, this morning we were talking about Happy May Day to you. Welcome to May, if you can believe it's May already, 2022. But this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and today's message was not all pain is physical and not all wounds are visible. Shared a little perspective on that, and also shared some resources or support for those of you that may be struggling with all the different things that are going on in our roaring 20s or life. Inflation, war, pandemic. I mean, what else can we add to it? Somebody had said, I think it was you, Colleen, that said, hey, maybe the aliens will come and save us from ourselves. So you never know. Your YouTube live chat isn't working. Okay, let me go over to YouTube. So thank you for that, y'all. Let me get into YouTube. And you know why it's not working is because I have to make it kid friendly. So let me go to edit the video. So give me a second, everybody, please, 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 please. I'm my own producer. I'm my own content writer. So give me a second, please. Edit. Good thing I know how to do all this stuff, right? So thank you, Misty, for that. Let's go to, I got to make it kid friendly or not kid friendly. If it's kid friendly, then you can't have the chats. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to make this, we'll put this to done. No. So that's a good reminder. Okay. So let's hit save. let's see if that changes things here. We'll go back into the Compassion Cafe. Okay, so we should be good to go. I see about 6 of you on the cafe this morning.
Or not kid friendly. If it's kid friendly, then you can't have the chats. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to make this.
How do I turn the volume down here?
Put this to.
Okay, so let's try this. Pause it. Okay, so you should be able to see now the chat board in YouTube. So if you've made it this far, keep going. We've cut over from the Facebook page just because there's so much just junk on Facebook now. When I do this, I get a lot of trolls, a lot of clickbaiters, a lot of bots. YouTube has really done a great job cleaning that up. So I'm going to just add some more content here. Thanks, Misty. Appreciate you. So good morning to my team. Good morning to everybody that's joining us here. I'll come back and update that. Okay, so let's just try the chat board. Let's give it a go here if we can. Participants. All right. I'll say good morning. So you have to log into, you don't have to have a YouTube channel, but you do have to have a YouTube account. So just going to say good morning. So good morning, Claudia from Germany. Thanks for joining us. Good morning, Christina. Good to see you. Good morning, everyone. So we'll just give it a second. If you could share the link out, that'd be fantastic to get more people in. I'm going to stream this live here, but turn the volume off on my end. That should help here. So we have the comment section set up. Thank you. I got to make a note too. In YouTube, if it's there's a little checkbox that you hit. If it's not kid friendly, or if it's set up to be kid friendly, then there's no chat functionalities, which is interesting. So I have to remember to unmark that box and not make it kid friendly. So that's just I think that's just part of the YouTube oversight, if you will. So let's see here. Good morning to Colleen. Thanks for being here. Chat is up. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning to Samantha Fox. Good morning, Katie. Good morning to everybody that's joining us. We're going to give it a second for people to get on board. So again, I put the link over on the Facebook page, and I put it over on the Metaphysical Mocha page as well. So I'm going to kind of just minimize so I can kind of see everything that's going on. So I ended up having to have 2 cameras going, or 2 browsers open, so I can kind of see everything, see me, see how I'm presenting. If you're new to my YouTube channel, thank you so much for subscribing. We have 10 people. That's awesome. So you guys have made it so far so good. Minimize. I'll get better at this, I promise. Now I just maximized. I don't know what I just did there. Okay, there we go. Because I want to be able to see the chat board and be able to get to all of your questions here. So today I'm calling this the Compassion Cafe. We're going to try to do a meditation. So what happens is I'm broadcasting through Zoom. It's shared over to YouTube and or Facebook. Facebook is where I do Mocha Mondays, and then I've gotten a lot of positive feedback about coming here on YouTube and broadcasting this to YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. If you're a subscriber, then you get notifications that it's in your email, or you can go to marklainhart.com and put the subscribers link there. Let me go just put that real quick so you can all grab that link here if you haven't got it on yet here. Come back to the Compassion Cafe. There's just a lot of moving parts for me. Okay, so good morning. Thanks, Misty, for that heads up. I appreciate all of you letting me know that when the chat's not working. I've gone ahead and put the subscriber channel, which we've got a couple more people joining. Awesome. Good morning. Let's see here. Claudia says, I couldn't activate YouTube notifications as the channel was set to kid-friendly. Interesting thing on YouTube. Yeah, it's mostly, if it's kid-friendly, you can't do the chat. So you have to unclick that box that says kid-friendly. And just so everybody knows, my shows are always kid-friendly. I don't talk about anything that's, past PG-13. Maybe weird, but nothing, nothing negative that would impact a child. But in order for the chat board to start streaming, you have to click that not kid-friendly box. Once you do that, the chat goes live. So I think it's just a protective thing for children, which I'm all for, which the whole reason we switched over to YouTube now, to build the channel, but also to Facebook doesn't seem to give a crap. Doesn't seem to, somebody creates a fraudulent account and they're like, okay, well, it's not against our community guidelines. So, and my page isn't validated with the blue check mark. I'll keep trying. It's kind of like, if you ever seen Shawshank Redemption, in Shawshank Redemption, he sends a letter to the state every week asking for books for the library. And finally, they get tired of hearing from him. They're like, okay, here's your books, leave us alone. He goes, nope, now I'm going to send 2 letters a week. So if you've ever seen that movie, that's kind of my philosophy. So I'll keep hounding Facebook to get my page verified with the blue check mark, so people know that it's me, that I'm not, my Intuitive Prospector page will not send you a friend request. It's not that type of page. So we've switched over to YouTube. So thank you for joining us. Gabriel, good morning to you. Missy's asking how everybody's doing. Yeah, say hi to everybody. Let's make this a fun YouTube morning, full of inspiration, encouragement, motivations, thinking outside the box. I'm going to do a meditation with you here shortly. I have my first sound bath ready to go. Your number 1 fan is 10 months old, and of course it's kid friendly. Yes, that is my number 1 fan, Colleen. I love it. Good morning, Nancy. Can't see chat. So Nancy, you have to sign into the account. So if you don't have an account, sign up for a YouTube account. I highly recommend it. There's a lot of good stuff on there. But if you don't have an account, you don't have to have a channel like me, but you do have to have a YouTube account to see the chat. So 2 things we've learned in switching over from Facebook to YouTube. And it's funny because a lot of people are leaving Facebook. A lot of people are doing TikTok Live, which I will be doing. I apologize. I got a call coming in. So let's end that here. Or at least turn the volume down. Sorry about that. A lot of people leaving Facebook, and including myself. I've got my Intuitive Prospector page over there, but again, they're not doing anything to protect people. So we're on YouTube now. I'll probably do a Clubhouse and a TikTok Live later, so make sure to follow me there. You can just go to marklainhart.com. I'll put that in the chat board as well. From marklainhart.com, you can get to everything that I'm doing. You can book a reading with me if you want. You can check out the global player for Inspired Living, and we have moved up to number 21. So thank you for all the listeners. They're subscribing, they're leaving reviews, and all that does is FeedSpot is it moves the show up. So we're now number 21 on the most inspirational podcast to listen to in 2022, and I'm humbled by that because there's thousands of podcasts out there. The last podcast I did last week was After Death Communications, or ADCs, and how to work with your ADCs. So we have 11 people here today that have made it over. You guys are awesome. Good morning to Victoria. So Nancy, just going back to you, Nancy Hamilton, you have to log into your account or create an account, but you don't have to have a channel. And I had to turn the kid-friendly off in order to have the chat board function. So if you've made it this far, go one more step, Nancy, and sign up for an account or log into your account. It's usually based on an email. I have 2 emails. I have my personal account, my personal email account, and then I have an email account for Inspired Living Radio through Google. And so usually you sign in through one of those, and that'll bring you right into the YouTube where you can see the chat flowing. So that's how you interact. That's how you get your free readings. So let's get going here. Let me just see some of your comments here. You guys are awesome. Seeing you. So the links are there. I'm also going to put a Zoom link in. So let me grab the Zoom link. That's another thing. Maybe one day I'll make enough money to where I can pay somebody to do all this. This would be awesome. I already pay somebody to do my radio, but that's expensive as it is. But I'm going to put in the chat board too the Zoom link, the Zoom room invite. So if you want to click on that link, the passcode is 2022. That'll bring you into the Zoom room. And then again, that you're agreeing to come on either video, or you can come on phone, whatever, through any device. That's a cool thing about Zoom, but you will be broadcasted here in the Zoom room for readings today. So let me just see what else is going on. I miss going to the libraries. Yeah, right. Plain tap water. Missy says, yeah, close out your YouTube and come back in, then it should show. Yep. So Nancy, let me know if you can see it. Yeah, I had to refresh my lemon water already. You guys are funny. I never drink enough. Fun fact, as a little child, you never saw me without any bottle. Okay. All right. but we learn more by watching you learn and work through it. Okay, yeah. So again, after show for Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, today is the Compassion Cafe. Thanks for joining me. I'm your host, Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector here in the Pacific Northwest in my prospecting and healing studio of West Seattle. We're getting back to normal. I had my first in-person reading last week, so that was nice. You can see the singing bowls behind me. I've now recorded my first sound bath. That's being currently worked through on Insight Timer. It will also be available on my YouTube channel, but only for my Patreon prospectors. So if you're not one of my Patreon prospectors yet, you may want to sign up for that. I'll put that link in the chat board as well, because I'm doing a lot. It's my new membership now, and I have 3 Patreon prospectors where you get personalized readings, you get exclusive content behind the scenes to the show. You get your own special YouTube library for sound baths, meditations, but also for spiritual takeout. So that link is in there. Yes, Nancy, you did it. I see the chats. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what we do first and foremost, if the sound is good, if everybody could just give me a thumbs up or an icon, use those icons if you can, just to let me know that the sound is good, the video is good. You guys are kind of being my you're kind of helping me produce this because I'm so new to YouTube, and just trying to figure everything out can be kind of hard because I've got a lot of different windows open, so I have to keep closing windows. Okay, so let's see here. We can close Facebook now. I put the link over on Facebook. Hopefully people will join us over there. And I have YouTube open with the chat board. Okay, so Mike mentioned that to get the chat open, you need to open the tab that says Open Browser in the top right-hand corner. Okay, Katie, thank you for that. So the suggestion is, if you can't see the chat board, that's how the chat board is where you want to be, because that's where you can ask your question, and I'll get specifically to each and every one of you. There's also a Zoom room link. So my administrative team, if you could grab that link or any of the links, if anybody has questions, grab that link and paste it back into the chat board, because I don't know how much of the chat board sticks or if it disappears. But Katie's saying you might want to mention, to get the chat open, you need to open the tab that says Open Browser in the top right-hand corner. So I'm not sure, Katie, that's something that I see. It might be a little bit different, but good perspective, and thank you for sharing. So, okay, so I'm seeing some icons, Victoria, Colleen, Christina, Misty. Okay, yeah, so use those icons, and eventually we'll get it set up to where we can do stars. If you don't, you can go back to my other page and send stars over there. It's really not about the money, but it is nice to have just that little bit of money come in to pay for my coffee. So grab your coffee, grab your tea. I have realized that it should be live for you. It is a little bit delayed for me because I see both browsers. I see the YouTube browser and my Zoom browser. So I know it's a little bit delayed for me, but maybe not for you. So grab your coffee, grab your tea. It's a month of May, Mental Health Awareness Month. Not all pain is physical, and not all wounds are visible. So I did put this up here. See if I can do it again. See if it basic. There it is. I'm getting pretty good at this, y'all. Okay. So you should be able to see that now streaming through. Going to the YouTube library right now. Okay, so I've got live chat open on my phone too. Okay, so we have 14 people here today. Hi, Rose, Samantha. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we got 14 people over that made it over. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Suicide Prevention Lifeline, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. You know, part of the thing that I teach on is physical, emotional, mental, material, and spiritual. I call that the PEMS. So here's a resource. Make sure to use it, please, please, please. You know, especially if you've ever lost a loved one, like I have, to suicide, or a dear friend. And the thing about my friend that committed suicide a couple years ago, she showed no signs. She was one of the happiest, most outgoing people I've ever met. On a Monday, went to a bar, had a glass of wine, a glass of water, sat there for a couple hours, and then she was up about 15, 16 stories and jumped off. No rhyme or reason, never left a note, nothing. So I've been impacted by that, and I don't want anybody else to go through that if we can help somebody. because that's why we're here, is to help, to be in service, to encourage, to motivate. So, okay, so we've made it over 16 people watching. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate every single one of you for doing this. And again, I'm going to start with my team first. So my team, you'll see them because they have a little wrench button next to their name. That means that they've agreed to help, and they're monitoring your comments. And if we get any trolls or bots or clickbaiters, they'll take care of that. But so far with YouTube, we haven't had that problem like we did over on Facebook. And it's really hard to create a fake YouTube channel with me. So that's the other reason that we've switched over. So there's a Zoom link in the chat board. So if you want to come into the Zoom room and chat with me, I'm going to do some mediumship today. So I'm going to open myself up to the spirit world and see who wants to come through. I'm happy to do that. But for this morning, I'm going to pull a card for my team. And the card they get this morning is this card here. So let me, sorry, my cards are falling over. We just went through a full eclipse, if you guys were able to check that out here. This is called the Wisdom of Words card. So this card here is called the Now. And what it says is, what is tomorrow? Just another day like today. Why waste time worrying about tomorrow? Why waste time worrying about what tomorrow may bring when focus should be on what is the most you can give today and what precious gifts, opportunities, and blessings it might have to offer you. Focus on the now, as it is the time to take the word now, it is gone forever. Live in the now, it's God precious present to each and every one of us. So live in the moment. So you say that now. Well, now is gone. Now is in the past. So the power of now for my team, for my administrative team, and I appreciate every single one of you. The power of now. I always say yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is the gift. That is why we refer to it as the present. So take today to appreciate the present, the power of now. We can project and theorize and hypothesize of what our future is going to look like, but there's no guarantees for tomorrow. We can't go back and change our past, so why spend time, dawdling on things we can't change? That's the power of balance and discipline in the mind, mindfulness, meditation, all of that. So that's for my team this morning. All right, so if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat board. I will try to get to every single one of you today. Subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications. It comes in via email as well. And let's start with, hopefully we'll get it changed so I can know who you are. Hi, Mish MC, good morning to you. Samantha says, Samantha Fox says, I've been saying religiously, you can lead a person to knowledge, but you can't make them think. Obsessed, right? It's, it's that old adage, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Same thing. You can lead a human to knowledge, but you cannot make them think. That is the power of free will and choice, right? That's the greatest power you have. Misty says, yeah, I've been thinking about what nonprofits I'll be listing to promote people to donate to as well. That means a lot to me. Yeah, there are so many to pick one. Yeah, I was honored and blessed. I did the for my birthday, I never ask for birthday presents. I always do a donation to something. St. Jude's. I always try to pick. I've done the suicide prevention hotline a couple times. I've donated to them. This year I did CORE for my birthday. CORE Response is the non 501c not-for-profit organization that's helping the people of Ukraine. They're providing water and food and medical equipment as Russia attacks them, which we're watching history unfold as a very similar period to what Hitler did. Putin is no different than Hitler. The difference is, will nuclear weapons be used or not? That'll be the difference between World War II and I already think that we're in World War III, in my humble opinion, and what I've seen and what I've seen coming for almost 2 years now. But the CORE Response, we raised over $800. So thank you to everybody that donated for that cause. But that $800, because you always feel like, what can I do to help the people of Ukraine? Prayer, thought, intention, of course. But then it's a good way to set up a donation, say, at least I'm trying to make an effort. I mean, we just had our first American killed who went over and was fighting alongside the people of Ukraine. And more polls are showing that people are going to go fight and stand for sovereignty and freedom and democracy against a bully, against authoritarianism. That's where our world's going. It's not just over in Ukraine and Russia, everybody. It's happening in the United States. There is a fight for democracy versus authoritarian. The nation is divided. I've talked about a civil war coming for 2 years. It's only getting worse. But at the end, I also see the great coming together. and where a majority of people will stand up and join and say, no more. Why do we have to have war? Why do us as humans, why can't we evolve? Why can we not see people for who they are and accept them for who they are? Why does it have to be a certain way? And that's the power of religion, right? That's been going on for thousands of years. The Middle East has been fighting over this for thousands of years. Well, it's now come to the shores of the United States, and we're going to see more and more as we build up to that. But I do see the great coming together, and I do see evolution. The words that I talked about during our Roaring 20s, sustainability, self-mastery, homeostasis. But in order to get to that, there's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of battles and a lot of fluctuations. But that's how you get to global transformation. It's literally chaos. It's preceded by chaos and trauma and tragedies and the sad stuff. But we have the power right now through this platform, the power of now, to be aware of mental health, to tap into that present moment of what we can be in control of and what we can't be in control of. This serenity prayer. There's a lot of things that I can't control in the world, but I can control this. And we can create an environment where we come together to promote kindness, compassion, intention, holding space for another, being in the present moment of love, celebrating it. This card talked about God, whatever God is for you. I don't try to tell you what God is, because I personally don't know. And I've had a near-death experience, y'all. I've towed the line, but I don't know what God is. I don't know if God is a man, a woman, a consciousness. I just know that there's a peace and love there that I tapped into. And for me, that is my version of God. Whether you call it heaven, the afterlife, Summerland, I don't try to tell anybody what that is. You have to decide for yourself. So let's get to your questions. You can lead a person to knowledge, but you can't make them think. A card for me. So I'll go with a card for me first. Thank you, Misty. And then a card for Misty. My card today is, I allow myself to be, you can't make this up, y'all. I just talked about the power of now was this card. I picked at random. I got my cards here. They've all been shuffled before each show, before I actually come in here. I allow myself to be in the moment. Card goes right here on my little stand, Misty. The card for you this morning, we're going to go to the Oracle deck and rejoice in celebration. So this is for Misty, who's always so awesome to let me know things aren't working, send me a text. So I appreciate you, Misty. Take this time to rejoice in celebration. Rejoice in who you are, your uniqueness, your authenticity. Celebrate that, my friend. Rejoice in who you are. It's a color green, so that's the heart. And the number 3, which is creative expressive energy. So really celebrate you, and we'll celebrate with you. All right, Samantha, I would love a card, please, whatever you feel drawn to. All right, we'll stay with the same deck. Rest and rejuvenation. This is the 4 energy is about putting work in. So some discipline, and take some time to disconnect so you have that time to reconnect. Disconnect to reconnect. Rest and rejuvenate. Rest and rejuvenate. And notice how this person's sitting out in nature. As a spiritualist, the things we teach on truth, light, and nature. That's why I got the tree of life behind me, as above, so below. And nature's a great connector, great healer, great transformative energy. Just think about the exchange that takes place that you don't see with the physical eye. They give us oxygen, trees take on, the ocean takes on, they take our carbon dioxide. What we exhale, they take on, and what we inhale, they give off. So think about that symbiotic relationship. That's where nature, and I'm hoping, I won't be able to get out this Friday, but I'm hoping to get back when I get back from vacation to start up my Forest Fridays, because I really miss getting out in nature, y'all. And this last 2 years has been quite hard to, I've gone on a few solo hikes, but it's been hard to, with this pandemic. So Samantha, that is your card for this week, my friend. Rest and rejuvenate. All right. Misty says, yeah, I've been saying to people, you can lead a horse to water. Claudia says, surprise me. Pick a card for me too, Mark, please. Okay, Claudia from Germany. Love to do that for you. Let me see. And then Mish MC, we'll get to you second here. Hold on. Claudia, let's get to you. I'm going to go with the I allow deck here. There's something that we want you to allow in your journey. You need to say this. So when I show you the card, I want you to say it on your end, because I truly believe in the power of vibration, energy, frequency, and your words. Your words matter. Your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your destiny. So this is for, I lost the browser here. This is for Claudia Herman. You ready? I allow myself to love myself. I allow myself to love myself. I allow myself to love myself. So I'm not sure where that means for you right now, where you're at, Claudia, but we all have to love thyself to know thyself. And that's a big part of the journey. And when we love ourselves, then we end up realizing we can love others, strangers, the world, people we don't even know. So I hope that helps with you, my friend. And I'm glad that you could join us all the way from Germany. So Gabriel's saying yes. So Mish MC, if you want to put your names in as well, because I see your username, but I'd like to, if that's what you go by, Mish MC, let me know what your real name is. And I'd love to address you by your real name. That would be awesome. But for Mish MC, I'm going to give you a thought card this morning, my friend. The Zoom link is in there. If you want to have a conversation with me and come into the Zoom room live here on YouTube, love to have you join me. This is for Mish MC. I claim my, sorry, I'm having a hard time reading it. I claim my own power and I lovingly create my own reality. I ask for more understanding so that I may knowingly and lovingly shape my world and my experiences. So for Mish MC, until I know what your real name is versus your username, claim your power, stand in your power, claim that power. If you even look at my logo on my YouTube channel, your focus, what you see, what you focus in on determines your reality. I personally believe that's a Star Wars quote, believe it or not. And May 4th is just right around the corner where we say, may the 4th be with you. Okay. So that is Mish MC. Victoria, can I please have a card of your choice for the week? Finally got a Y membership and excited to start a new routine and get my body moving. Yeah, I'm going back to, it's funny that you say that, Victoria, because I stopped my Y membership. I like to just go down to the gym and shoot hoops. Just, it's a meditation for me. I played high school basketball, I played college basketball, and then I played in the Coast Guard. And one of the things that I like to do is just go shoot. It's a form of meditation. And I've actually been thinking about going. I just blew up. I just refilled my basketball. I can't play competitively anymore like I used to. My body's just, I'll get injured. But I just like to go shoot hoops, and it's a form of meditation. So I'm glad that you did that. And that's actually that's actually a confirmation that I need to go do that, because the Y is literally right down the street from me. So good for you, Victoria, and start to, use that exercise. So for you, let's go with a crystal card. Let's add to your journey with a crystal card for you. Crystals are very important. So since you're working your body, your mind, your PEMs, the physical, the emotional, the mental, the material, and the spiritual, this stone here is just the emerald stone. It's a beautiful stone. And what it is, it's about pointing your heart towards grace. And what it is when you're temporarily lost the courage to love and be loved. When you're in need of total refresh, open your heart to the limitless possibilities with the emerald. So this could be used for everybody. So it's the 4 precious gemstones. Emerald radiates with a wet, lush, verdant energy. Historically, emerald is associated with love, beauty, and sex. So the emerald, the emerald, the emerald. Good card. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So Misty says, Yerba mate shows a smile after drinking my first mug so far today. Nancy, what do my spirits say about upcoming divorce? Thank you very much. So Nancy, it's a great question. When you say, what do my spirits say, that would be something for your journey. The work I do, people ask me all the time. I don't connect to angels. Angels are real and aware, and I'm totally aware of them. I'm not saying that. But when it comes to your spirits, that's usually your spirit guides, your ascended masters, your higher self. That's subjective. That's going to be based on what you feel is the right, not what some psychic on YouTube tells you. I would say sit with it. You already know the answer. I feel just intuitively you already know that answer. But this is a choice and a free will, and you have to trust the discernment of what you know. You already know the answer, but now the question becomes: do you trust it enough to take action, or still live with this relationship that you're not necessarily growing in? So trust your discernment, trust your gut. I feel like you already have the answer. You just need to take action on it. And if it's not, if you're in a relationship that doesn't make you feel better, or, makes you feel worse, or it's just constant lesson after lesson and no blessing in it, then I think you have your answer. And that's what relationships are, right? We're here to learn and grow and learn from one another. And, humans, divorce right now, the rate is over 60% in America. So something's not working with marriage, and that's part of transformation as well. But I would say, let me pull a card for you just to help you out with that question, Nancy, now that we got you on chat here. But as far as what the spirits say, I don't work that way, because that's a personal thing for you. Now, if there was a spirit that came through that was connected to you, that lived a life, and they wanted to tell you something, they may tell you to, if I was feeling that connection, they may tell you, it's time to move on. But the card I'm going to pick for you, I'm going to pick a numerology card for you just to give you some confirmations. It's one way the universe talks to us: astrology, numerology, mathematics, patterns, signs, symbols, synergy, synchronistic events. Listen to some music. Now you're saying, how does music play into this, Mark? Well, the 3 is creative expressive, 2 is peace, 3 plus 2 adds to 5. That means freedom, love, and adventure. Put on some songs and see what the lyrics say to you. So this is a good way to get confirmation. Turn on your radio just right now, Nancy. Turn on the radio and see what song comes up, and then listen to those lyrics, and that can give you a confirmation as well. It's amazing. Or open a book. I'll show you how that works as well. So when I do my readings, this is some of the stuff that we do. I don't just give you a reading. I actually have you do some of this stuff. So let's pick page 222. I'm just picking this at random. I'm picking it out of one of my favorite books, You Were Not Born to Suffer by Blake Bauer. So 222. This is what it says, 222. I'm just picking at random, and you can do this. Everybody can do this to get guidance from, get out of your mind and get guidance external from the universe. Wherever you are, please take a few slow, deep breaths into your belly. Fill your whole body from your feet all the way up to the crown of your head and then down to your fingertips. Please relax any tension you feel and let yourself be. Using each inhalation to open your body and create inner space, welcome everything you're thinking, feeling, and experience here in the moment. Please be present. There's another. Be present to your body and to your breath. By paying particular attention to who and what we fear now, we can question why we were scared and begin to see through the thoughts and emotions that are holding us back, making us sick, or keeping us unhappy. Page 222. So that's just a random book. I would recommend a more positive, uplifting book. I wouldn't pick like War and Peace or something that's negative, if you will. But if you're just joining us, you've made it over from Facebook to YouTube. This is the after show to Metaphysical Mocha Mondays. Today we're calling it the Compassion Cafe. I'm answering your questions, doing readings. My name is Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector. I'm here in the Pacific Northwest of Seattle, Washington. Make sure to join the page Soul Adventures so you can get this. We've switched over from, I used to do this over on Facebook. We've switched over to YouTube now. It's just a much better place to come. If you can't see the chat board, you have to sign into your YouTube channel or go over up into the right, as Katie was telling us, and click that see chat or activate your browser. And then you should see the chat window open up to this live video. And you can ask a question, post a question. Again, please be kind, caring, compassionate with your questions. Anything that's bullying, negative, religious, political, you'll get kicked out. My administrative team, they have a little wrench next to their name. They're on board with me and watching just like they would over on Facebook. So with that, I hope that answered your question, Nancy. And just trust what you get. I feel like you already know the answer. So let's see here. So Mish MC is Michelle McDonald. Hi, Michelle. Good to know you as Michelle. I'll try to remember that moving forward. All right. Let's see here. Samantha says, yes, I'll be taking a walk today. Love Oregon. Yeah, just get out in nature, do some forest bathing, we call it. Go in bare feet in the grass. I'll probably do this after my show, actually. Thank you so much for telling me what I needed to hear. You're welcome, Samantha. But remember, just because I tell you something, it doesn't make it so. You have free will. You have choice. You have discernment. Trust those discernments. A lot of times I'm just a guide for looking at communication in different forms: astrology, numerology, intuition, mindfulness, mediumship, that psychic awareness, which psychic means of the soul. Just all the experiences I've done and all the trainings I've done over the years just to be in tune. So, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. So you're very welcome. Katie says, I'll pile in and ask for a card too. Yeah, well, ask, please. That's what I'm here for today. Mondays are my pro bono days. Mondays are my way of giving back. Mondays are my way of being in service without charging. If you want to book a reading at a later time, please do so. You can go to marclainhart.com or just internet search Intuitive Prospector. And if you don't know who I am, read at not only my website, you can go to my professional directories. I'm part of Best American Psychics, Best Psychic Directory, and Ariel Spiritual Community. All three background check, vetted, tested, testimonials. Go read, because I think it's important for this work. If you go see a doctor, you're going to probably look up, testimonials. You're going to look up their background. If you go to a lawyer, which you'll pay a lot of money, you're going to probably want to look up their experiences and their education. I don't think spirituality and doing this type of intuitive life coaching and mentorship is any different. So, read why I even got into this and what I've done since to be a part of this as my career and my pathway forward. So, all right, Claudia says, thank you very much, Mark. I had dreams and meditations leading me the same way. I'm cleaning my spirit house, my spirit body currently, and make myself at home with myself again. Yeah, and that's important. You got to clean, like spring cleaning your house. You have to do that. I think you should do it 4 times a year, every time the season changes. I always used to remind people, to change their batteries out on their smoke detector, spring ahead, fall back. Well, we should do that with our bodies, the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, and the material. And again, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Not all pain is physical, and not all wounds are visible. So Nancy says, your spirits or connections, please. Okay. So Nancy says, I do have an answer for a long time. So I felt like you had an answer, but you have to trust that decision, the actions that you're taking. When it comes to such a big question like that, should I get divorced? I'm very mindful of how I answer that professionally, because I've seen people that have been on the verge of divorce fall in love again, and vice versa. So she says, divorce final on 5/5. Oh, so that's just a few days away. So you've already pulled the trigger. So trust that and step into that. And it's on Cinco de Mayo. And what we would say from a Star Wars is Revenge of the Sith, which May 4th is May the 4th be with you. May 5th is, we call May 5th the Revenge of the 5th, or Sith. So I'm glad that you are trusting your intuition. Now stick with it. You're gonna have your ups and your downs. You're gonna have, you're gonna have maybe some regrets, or did I do this, or self-sabotage. Watch your thoughts. It's very important to be mindful of your thoughts. Rose says, what a blessing. Thank you, Mark. You're welcome, Rose. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all of you. So some other fellow Oregonians, am I saying that right? Oregonians too, if you're in Oregon and you're a follower. Hey, Jade Trevino, good morning all. This is Jolie appearing under YouTube alias Jade. Well, good morning, Jolie. Thanks for being here. Have you made it over from the Facebook page? Are you one of the Facebook followers of the Intuitive Prospector over to YouTube, or are you just new on the YouTube channel? Because we'll get new people through YouTube as well, not just coming over from the Facebook platform. But if you're new, welcome, let us know. Samantha says, I'm working on finding my energy, super low vibrations too. Solar eclipse, perhaps. Yeah, we just came out. We've got the blood moon coming up on the 16th. Pay attention. I got to change my calendar. I'm still in April. But we have the full moon on the 16th. We just came out of eclipse. So there's a lot of energy right now, a lot of positive energy, believe it or not, based on lunar cycles. And for those of you that are new, 16th, yeah, May 16th will be the blood moon. If you don't believe in the power of the moon, then as I did as an agnostic and as a skeptic and always trying to use the science, the scientific method, if we did not have our moon, just think about it this way, from the laws of physics, if we did not have the gravitational pull of the moon, our oceans would lay flat. There would be no tides, there would be no currents. So if you've ever been hit by a wave, you know that that's caused by the gravitational pull of the moon. Now, we're 65% water by science standards. If you can only go 3 days without water. So if the moon can move the oceans of this planet, which we're 70% water, I guarantee you the moon, the eclipse, the full moon, moon waning, what have you, has an effect on us. And I always back that up by just even statistics from the days of working in emergency medicine. What we'd see in the ER, babies being born, car accidents, fights, you name it. So yes, there is power in the moon. So pay attention to those lunar cycles, because the external world can have a direct impact on your internal world. Okay. So balance your energy. That's very, very important. Okay, so let's see here. Let me scroll up here. Lots of chats today. You guys are so awesome for finding us on YouTube. I appreciate you. Perfect fitting and totally in line with my personal life. Thanks for being here for us, Mark. Sending you love and blessings this week. Right back at you, Victoria. Thanks for being here. Yes, your card pulled helped and confirmed. Okay, Nancy, that's what we're here to do. We're here to confirm, to help, to be in service, to inspire, to encourage, to motivate. That's the whole premise of this show. Because you can get in a lot of other places with debates, political rants, religious rants, what have you. That's none of this. This is here just to be, gratitude for attitude and being alive. So Claudia retracted her message. Okay. Bloody fingers. I wanted to write the most spiritual people and mediums I met until now. Yeah, please do so. I'm not that type of person, Claudia, that gets in competition. I've been in this industry for a long time now, for professionally since 2007, when I actually like hung my shingle to say, I'm a psychic medium. Professionally, when I was actually tested and vetted and background checked, that would be 2013. So I've been doing the work for a long time. And in this industry, I see a lot of competition. I see a lot of backbiting, a lot of backstabbing. Oh, I'm better than you. I'm a better medium. I'm not that type of person. I always say you can't compete with me because I want to see everybody win. So anytime that there's, somebody's better or this is the best person, great. That's an opinion, but I'm not one. If you want to put them in the chat board, I'm happy to support that, because I've worked with some amazing people that are not well known. Some of the most amazing mediums and psychics I've worked with are not on television, are not out in the mainstream. And that's unfortunate, because the book we're reading right now, I guess my spiritual development group would agree with this. One of the books we're reading right now, Magic to the Mystic, it talks about how the mediumship is not really necessarily a path to fame and money and a career-based energy. It's about being in connection with the spirit world and your healing and your transformations to know that you're not alone. So if you want to put that in, I'm all for that, Claudia. I don't get in competition with that because I want to see everybody win. But there's some amazing people, and maybe that leads, when a student is ready, the teacher appears, maybe that leads somebody to the help they need. I'm not always the right medium for everybody, right? But I do have a lot of other people I work with that I can recommend. So Michelle says, thanks, totally making sense for what I'm feeling today. Good. They all work anyway to help others. Yeah, that's the whole point of doing this work. So if anybody wants to come into the Zoom room, I'm going to open up the Zoom room. If you want me to work on mediumship, I'm happy to do that. We can have a discussion. Let me kind of set myself up here to start working a little bit. We've got 17 people watching, so I know that we've made some progress today of moving from Facebook to YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. My little development circle I'm in, we are not famous. Yeah, same with my development circle. I've had some people in my SDG group. We meet on Wednesdays via Zoom. Some have been in group for 6-7 years with me, and it's not anything about famous or vanity but I've had people come into my group and leave my group and go out to get that, get those accolades, I guess. Mediumship is a lifelong journey. It's not something that you just learn overnight. I've been doing this for a long time, since 2000, since my brother's passed, and I still feel like I'm a babe. Just learning I felt like I've gotten out of the crawl and I'm walking with pretty steadiness, and that's been part of my journey of transformation in the work that I do. So if anybody has any other questions, please put them in the chat board right now. Remember, you have to log into the YouTube account to see the chat board. So if you're not seeing the chat board, that means that you are not logged into YouTube. You have to have an account, but you don't have to have a channel like I do. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, Soul Adventures, and that way, when I go live, you'll get notifications via your email as well. We've moved over from Facebook to YouTube for the after show. Today is the Compassion Cafe. I'm going to, in a second here, if I don't have any more questions or nobody wants to come in and sit with me in the Zoom room and do a chat or reading, then I'm going to turn it over to my latest recording. My latest recording, right now it's over on Insight Timer. I am waiting for Insight Timer. I miss Katie. Might be wrong, but I think you missed Katie. Okay, so thank you, Colleen. Bye, Misty. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate you. If I missed you, put bump, so we don't have to scroll back up and get your question. Put bump. That means that I missed you, and ask your question again. I apologize if I missed anybody, because I do try to get to everybody, and this is a little bit easier here on YouTube. Katie says, would love a card. I'll do a deep dive on a one-on-one at another time. Thanks. Okay. Nancy says, should I go to Zoom? I'll leave that up to you, Nancy. It's totally up to you. Yes, you can ask another question if you like. Katie would love a card. I'm going to go color card for you, Katie. So again, apologies if I missed you. Put bump your question. Color card I have for you this morning, Katie. Free yourself from pain. Free yourself from pain. The color red, the number 2 is at peace. So, wear this color, get a stone that's like, I'm thinking ruby red comes to my mind, but free yourself from pain. And again, pain is not always physical. Just like today's message, not all pain is physical and not all wounds are visible. There's emotional pain, there's mental pain, there is a physical pain. But I can tell you guys, I can tell everybody watching, I thought I was in a lot of physical pain because I broke my back twice and I had to retire from the fire service because of my injuries sustained in the Coast Guard and the fire service. And then I had all the trauma and tragedy of my personal experiences take place with the loss of my brothers, my father-in-law, my grandma, my real dad. And it was hard for me. And I thought it was always physical pain. But once I started getting biofeedback, hypnotherapy, counseling, spiritual counseling, grieving counseling, that pain I realized was a very heavy emotional and mental pain. And that helped release to where I feel actually pretty great. I'm still a little sore at times, but I'm also over 50 years old. So I've put my body through some pretty, in 50 years, I've got some wear and tear, but that's how life should be, right? You should have some scars. You should have some wear and tear. Think of a car that's 50 years old. Now I guess I consider myself a classic, right? But for you, get that red going. The red is also the lower chakras. So you get into your root chakra, your base chakra. These are foundations, relationships, money, sex, all of that. So make sure that you're celebrating you as well, Katie. So I hope that makes sense, the color red. Okay. Let's see here. Nancy says, can you pick up on who is around me? Well, I can tune into that. We can give it a go, Nancy. I always say, I'm always open and willing to work and connect to the spirit world. If they want to come through, they will. If they don't, they won't. I work for them. They don't work for me. So I'll just tune in. I'll open up. So clairvoyantly, what I'm seeing here in my mind's eye, and I don't know if this is necessarily going to be for you, Nancy, but I am made of aware of a father here that would have passed into the spirit world. He's been in the spirit world. It's either the number 7 for 7 years or its significance for the month of July coming up, but I am made aware of a father here. And I keep hearing the word Charles or Charlie, or would have loved the Charlie Daniels Band or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There's a lot of reference to Charlie. So Charlie, Charlie Daniels Band, Charlie and the Chocolate Factories, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, he was looking for us. That song is what I'm picking up here. But I've got a father that would have passed into the spirit world. If I'm wrong on the name, that's fine, but I do hear the word, the big C and Charles, but I got connections to Charlie and the Chocolate Factories, the Charlie Daniels Band, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. Not that he didn't go to hell. I'm not saying that. So anybody watching, just take that out of your head. It's the song, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. So there's a lot of music around this father. There's a lot of love for the music and would have even played music. If there's a connection to the month of July or the number 7, again, the 7th of the month is fine, or 7 years in the spirit world since he's transferred over, or the anniversary to either birth or death in July. I'm okay with that. But when I tune in, that is who I'm made aware of, and that's who I see trying to make contact. So if that makes sense, you can't make this stuff up. I'm wearing red and my arthritis is super painful today, right? Okay. All right, Nancy, then if your dad's birthday's in July and you recently moved to Georgia, come on in the Zoom room and let's have a talk. Hey, Lori, you made it. Yes. You made it. Give her a round of applause. Let me give just so Nancy, if one of the team members could put that link in Zoom, I'm going to work with Lori real quick. I'm going to give her a cool icon. What's a cool icon here? Let me just get into all these different icons here for Lori who made it. Yeah, I'll get you a card here in just a second, my friend. I'm trying to find all these different icons. The hands icon, the clap. I wish I had where you could just type it in, right? So I found the crystal ball. So I'm going to put the crystal ball in. There you go. You're welcome, Nancy. So Lori, you made it. You made it. You made it. Let's get you a card, my friend. Let's go for you. So Nancy, if you come in the Zoom room, I've got a card for you. If you want to come in the Zoom room with me and talk about your dad, we always want to honor your dad. So it sounds like we've got your dad here based on you just moved to Georgia and your dad has a birthday in July, because that's what I was picking up. And again, I keep hearing the song, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. So maybe he's saying, not that you're the devil, but the devil went down to Georgia. Maybe you were his little devil. Maybe that's, I don't put anything past the spirit world. Maybe that's something you had between you and your dad. You were his little devil. not from an evil standpoint, but literally from, you know, something that would be a reference to that. So I see in the waiting room, Nancy. So hold that 1 second. I'm going to get Lori a card here for her, since she worked hard to get over here. There's the clapping hands. So if you guys want to give Lori some clapping hands, Katie is awesome, Colleen is awesome, and then I'll have a card for you, Nancy, when you come in here. So Lori, since you made it over, you are very welcome. Strengthening bonds card I pulled for you this morning. It's the one. It's just starting. This is got that deep brown. This is a grounding and rooting. Now this shows a woman eating an apple, the fruits of her labor, and being at peace, walking towards the light. But there's a strengthening bonds moment for you, Lori. So really pay attention to that. Strengthen those bonds, because those bonds will come back to help you. So if I missed your question, go ahead and put it in the comment section of the chat board here. And we're going to bring Nancy in to have a reunion with her dad. So give me a second here. So Nancy, make sure to turn everything down around you so we don't pick that up and we get feedback, please. I see a ceiling. I see a hand. And we'll wait for her to connect to audio. So you're now you're muted. So all you have to do is hit your phone and scroll over and unmute yourself on your iPhone. So hit your phone, swipe over, and you'll see a little red microphone. There you go. There you go. Now, if we can bring you back on video, there you go. Yep, there you go. But now you're muted again. So one more time, just hit your mute button. Okay, now hit your video button.
Oh,
all right. No. This is your dad playing with you as well. This is the spirit world's way of having fun with you. So hi, Nancy. Thanks for making it here into the Zoom room here. You asked me to pick up if there was anybody around, and the first thing I got was your dad. And the first things that I was hearing was July, which is the number 7, which is also, numbers are always interesting to me, Nancy, because they can mean, you know, been in the spirit world for 7 years, passed on the 7th of the month, 7th, which is the month of July, which there's a significance that they would be referencing birthday, passing, want to say something for the month of July. And then of course I'm hearing the word where's the C connection, please? Charles or Charlie?
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I don't recall a Charlie or a C right at the moment.
That's okay, but you'd understand Georgia, because I'm also,
Oh yeah.
the Charlie led me to the Charlie's Daniel band, which sings The Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind, he was way behind, he was looking to make a deal. So you just moved to Georgia?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm wrong on the name, but you see how they got me to talk about Georgia, because I wouldn't know you would move to Georgia, right? I wouldn't have no way of knowing that.
5 months ago. So the 5 is coming into play a lot with you today.
Okay.
The 5 was on the card, and
oh, was it? Okay. So the thing about your dad, Nancy, and is there a reference to the Little Devil? Would there be something about Little Devil for you that you would have with your dad when you were growing up for that song to come up?
no, because he would be like 100 and something by now, so he really didn't listen to that kind of music. But I guess you could say we both have devil in us, which everybody does, I guess. But no, I don't know. I'll have to think more on that.
Okay. Well, I always remind people, when you do a reading with me, some of the best evidence comes after the reading. We're doing this live on YouTube, so everybody can see this. But just what I feel from your dad, Nancy, is there's a lot of love for music, and he's dancing. He's tapping his feet in the spirit world. So he's actually doing a lot of, you ever see the movie Big with Tom Hanks? When Tom Hanks and the kid are on the piano, this is how he comes to me. He sees you in a smaller version, a younger version of you. You need to dance more. You need to play music more. You need to dance and listen to music and be like Big. You need to be a big kid, but in a small kid's body, if that makes sense.
Oh,
and dance on that piano. So that's the reference that he's showing me. And I do know that your dad loved the music. I know you said he would have been 101 if he was still alive, but there was still connection to music for him.
Mm-hmm.
So either played it or just loved to listen to it. But I want you to pay attention to that older style music, because that's how he's going to connect to you. Even a little bit, I'm even hearing a little bit of James Dean and a little Frank Sinatra and a little Rat Pack coming through as well. Where's the love for gambling, please? Who was the gambler here?
Well, my mother liked to go to the boats.
Okay, the boats. Okay. So because I'm made of aware of somebody that would have liked to gamble as well, that would be with him in the spirit world. So that means mom must have transferred over to be with him as well on the spirit side. Specifically boats, was one a big paddle boat wheel with the big paddle boat, like the wheel that would be behind it? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. because that's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye with, so this is mom's way of coming through. So maybe, you know, a little music, a little gambling, celebrate your life. You've just moved to Georgia. Oh, the card I had for you, I pulled a card for you so you could actually practice this on your own, because when I work with people, I also teach people that you don't need to go to a medium to connect to your loved ones. It's like, you know, when I was raised, I was told I had to go to a priest to talk to God. I don't believe that anymore. I believe I can talk directly to God when I want to. And I believe that you can talk to your mom and your dad. Would there also be a sister in the spirit world for you, Nancy?
Well, there's a cousin who was like a sister.
That's fine for me. She's wanting to say hello. She's jumping up in the front saying, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. If it's a cousin that was like a sister, that's fine for me. There's also a nickname for you, Nancy. You don't go by Nancy with her. There's a different reference that she would call you, as sisters would refer to each other, but it's not Nancy. Are you Nancy Pants? Where's Nancy?
Well, I've had people call me that. Fancy Nancy.
Nancy Pants. Yeah. I'm hearing what she's making fun. She has a lot of love for you and a lot of fun with the names that you had for each other. But Nancy Pants or Fancy Nancy, that's fine for me. So the card I pulled for you to help you with your journey is called Clairaudience. And this is the ability to actually hear or become aware of the spirit world, because a lot of times people want to see it with their own physical eye. They want to see it right here, right? I don't teach on that. I believe that there's 3 eyes in life to help us with our journey. 2 to look, 1 to see, right here. Sorry, I thought somebody was going to back into my truck. And so clairaudience is the ability to hear the spirit world when we don't know that they're around. They get our attention. So if the spirit communicator had a chance to say one important sentence to you, mom, dad, or your sister, what would that be for you? What would be the one thing that they'd want to say to you as they come through today?
Believe in yourself and move forward.
Okay, so moving forward, if you get the song from Journey, Don't Stop Believing, synchronicity, coincidences, if you get that, I'm telling you, this is how they talk with us, because they can't talk with us anymore because they don't have the vibration off a vocal cord. So they find the signs, the symbols, the synergy, the synchronicities. And I'm telling you, you turn on the radio, that music that your dad was talking about, that flavor of music and that just being alive and gambling, and you're at the casino on a boat and Don't Stop Believing comes on while you're gambling, right? That's the type, this is how it works. And that's how they communicate with us. So be open to that, be aware of that, and just know that they have a lot of love for you, and keep moving forward. Believe in yourself and enjoy your stay in Georgia.
The gambling could be like my life that I moved here and getting the divorce. It's a gamble, but
life is a gamble. Everything.
What is it?
Yeah. So you got to get in the mindset, my friend. If you don't risk it, there's no biscuit, and that's part of life. And you know, no good or bad, just is. And enjoy where you're at today. The now that came through a lot today. Today's message was the power of now.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. Remember, some of the best evidence comes after the reading, and you too can connect to your loved ones.
Okay, I took notes, and I'll see what else comes through. Thank you again.
Good to see you, Nancy Pants. Bye, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so thank you to Nancy for coming through. Quick connection there. Mom, dad, and her cousin. But again, the mannerisms in the relationship felt more like a sister. And so sometimes people are like, well, my sister's not in spirit world. That's okay. She would come to me to make me feel like she was more of a sister, even though she was by blood, she was cousin. This happens all the time with readings I do, everyone. You know, sometimes it's, you know, I feel like it's a father, but it wasn't a father actual by blood. It was a father figure or a father-in-law or somebody that was adopted and treated, you know, was like a father. So, you know, that's how this works. Am I correct on everything? No, I'm actually can be quite wrong, and I'm okay with no's. So for example, you notice that the word Charlie was not a connection to her, but in my mind, what it did is it took me to my reference of Charlie. I'm thinking of the Charles Daniels band that sang that the devil went down to Georgia. Well, she just moved to Georgia. Now we could say that's a synchronicity or we're making things fit, but this is how the spirit world works. If they, you know, for some people, they get that direct voice. I'm not there yet, maybe one day as I continue my development. But it's really not about being right or wrong in this work, everyone. It's about being in service and reminding you that you can connect to your loved ones. They're only ever thought away. It brings that reunion of things that you maybe not thought about. You know, that the song Don't Stop Believing, the message that, you know, the card that I gave her and the ability to hear spirit. That's what this is all about, everyone. So I hope that helped. And let me catch up to your comment. Oh, she wants to come back in. All right, let's see what she has here. So Jolie made it over from Facebook. Okay. Lori says, thank you. Appreciate all you do for me and the rest of the followers. You're very welcome, Lori. Nancy, you're back. Did we forget something? Oh, you got to ask. We have to have you unmute one more time. Let me ask you to unmute.
You had said to come back to the Zoom room for a card.
Oh, I could have just, well, you didn't have to leave. You could have just stayed and I would have given you a card.
Yeah,
Was the card.
I saw you on YouTube. But
Yeah, this was the card, the Clear Audience card. So set your intent, focus. What I teach on is ask, believe, receive, perceive. So ask what you want from your parents and your cousins / like a sister. Ask. You got to have a little bit of belief in this. There's no belief. It's really hard to experience magic. Then you're going to receive. You may get it in your mind. You may get it on your skin. You may get it on your eardrum. You may just have that knowing. So ask, believe, receive, and then you're going to perceive it based on your own experience. That was your card.
Okay, I guess it was a delay on the YouTube posting or something. But anyway, thank you for talking to me again.
You're welcome, Nancy. Bye-bye, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Victoria says, my dad, that sounds like him. Music was a big passion for us. That song will always bring him to my mind. He liked to gamble at the riverboat, maybe just a coincidence. Yeah, Victoria, don't believe in coincidences anymore. So what it is I connected to Nancy specifically, but what it did is it triggered that song specifically triggered for you. I call that the octopus effect. Even though I'm not directly connecting to you, it's a spirit world's way of connecting through me while I'm working with somebody else to remind you of them based on a song or a memory or an experience. So all right, so did we catch everybody? Sorry to kind of rip, but I got so distracted by the spirit men standing in your hallway in the back, Mark. Yeah, I have a lot of spirits that usually stand behind me. If you pay attention, watch this shadow right here. Sometimes that shadow will actually morph into figures. People have told me that. Nothing nefarious, nothing scary, nothing evil, not anything from a Hollywood movie. I have a lot of spirits around me. They're usually my brothers or my father-in-law, my dad, my grandma, my fur babies, my friends, my neighbors, nothing. And I get quite emotional when I can feel that love and them being close to me. But watch the shadows behind me, because people have mentioned that these shadows sometimes morph and they look like a person, but not from a Hollywood movie, nothing to be scared of. So thank you, Claudia. And you didn't interrupt. I love it. So Victoria, again, that's your dad's way of coming through. So if my dad's around, I'd love to chit chat with him. Well, Lori, you know your dad's around. You just have to ask, believe, receive, perceive. So, all right. So we still have some people watching. So what I want to do, if everybody's cool with this, put some icons in the chat board. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to share with you for the first time. I'm going to turn my camera off, or I'm going to put up a message for you. And I'm going to share my latest sound bath recording. It's being worked on right now over at Insight Timer, and this will be also for my Patreon prospectors, for those that are on my Patreon page. Let me get over real quick here to Insight Timer. I'll put that link. Let me go to Insight Timer real quick so I can share that link with you. So this year I've been focused in on doing more with creating sound baths. I've had to wait for all of the equipment to come in, my bells, my rain stick, the singing bowls. These are 432 hertz megahertz, which is about healing. And I've long been wanting to do sound baths and meditations. So here's the Insight Timer. If you want to follow me over on Insight Timer, this is a great way to get free meditations. There's all sorts of stuff. Right now it's being uploaded or reviewed because we have to, everything has to be copyright free, trademark free. So if you want to follow me, that'd be awesome. If not, no worries. I'm just trying to get over to the actual page here. Where are you? Sorry, bear with me, y'all. I'm looking for teacher. So you have your regular Insight Timer platform, and then you have a teacher platform. And so I'm trying to get to my teacher platform, but it's not coming up. So what we'll do here is we'll go to my email, because I have it on my email. All right, insight timer, there we go. Okay, so this sound bath is called Journey of Spirit, a sound bath to inspiration and transformations. So what I'm going to do, I wanted to try this week on YouTube because I don't want to just do readings for everybody. I want everybody to, have a way to connect or to heal or to transform. Hi, Christina. Can you please connect with my son and grandparents through mediumship? Let me open myself up. Let me get this meditation started. But what I'm going to have you do, Christina, is I want you to do this on your end. So, because I know we've connected several times to Tristan. And like I was telling everybody, you don't need me to do this to have your own connection. I want you to experience this for yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the sound bath. Let me know how the sound quality is. I'm going to share my screen. I don't know if I can do both. All right, I'm just kind of thinking through this, how I want to do this here. So I'm going to share my screen. Maybe. So I can do that. I know how to do that. But I wanted to share this message with you. There you go. About choices. There you go. You have a choice for today. So let me maximize that. Let me come back to Zoom. I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to share that. Share. And you should be able to see that now. It says you have a choice each and every single day. I choose to feel blessed. I choose to feel grateful. I choose to be excited. I choose to be thankful. I choose to be happy. So I'm going to start the sound bath. I want to see how it goes. So if you could let me know in the chat board, I'm going to click into the actual live chat. See if I can do this right. Okay, so there it shows me live. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to try to see your chats as well. So I'm using my phone. So you should be able to see that. And I'm going to turn up the volume because I want to see how this, I'm just kind of playing around. So just bear with me, but we're going to start the sound bath. And I want to see how it sounds here on YouTube as well. So what I'm doing is I'm going to try to see your chat. So you're participating with me, but you're also giving me a sound check on how this all works. So you have a choice each and every single day. This is back off the singing bowls a little bit, it sounds like. So let me just kind of fast forward and kind of get to the rain stick here. Ask, believe, receive, perceive. So for those wanting to connect to their loved ones, take a deep breath in. Ask your loved ones to draw close to you. On that for recording purposes. So thanks for the follow, Samantha. I appreciate you. We'll make them better as we move forward. Another nice deep breath in. Breathe in what you want. Exhale what you don't. This is just giving you a little sneak peek. For my Patreon prospectors, you'll have the full recording here over in our dashboard here, hopefully this week. So it's just to give you a positive visual of the choices you have each and every day. To give you a sneak peek of the sound baths that I'm now doing, that will incorporate meditations and sound baths. Okay, so letting the audio catch up here so I can hear with my own ear. And like I said, there's a lot of moving parts, so I appreciate your patience hanging out with me today in the YouTube room. Did a couple readings, did a little bit of mediumship with a father and a mother and a cousin who was like a sister come through. Let me know your feedback. I'm okay if you want to let me I'm open and honest feedback is what I always welcome. Be nice, be kind, don't be mean, but something that you think that I could work on for these sound baths. Like I said, I have all the equipment now to start recording. I have to do all the music I have to do. All the music I have to do has to be copyright free, no royalties or anything like that. So another nice deep breath. Testing the audio. Again, you have a choice each and every single day. I choose to be blessed. I choose to feel blessed. I choose to feel grateful. I choose to be excited. I choose to be thankful. I choose to be happy. Say those words. Lori says, sounds coming through very well. I haven't connected to see and hear Dad yet. And though is why I asked for a little visitation through you. Beautiful sound, Beth. Okay. Everything sounds great. Okay. Yeah. So Lori, just because I got a lot of stuff going on right now, because I'm doing the sound check, the visual, YouTube, Zoom. So let's come back next Monday and we'll try to connect to your dad if I can. Right now I've got a lot of different moving parts trying to get this all synced up because I'm trying to create a better show, a better platform, and I want to do more meditations, not just readings for people, but set up the platform for sound baths and meditation so you and everybody watching can connect to your loved ones. Christina's son, Nancy's dad, Lori's dad, anybody that you want to connect to, creating that space and that environment. Because I don't believe that you have to go to a medium to do this. I really don't. It's like I said, I was brought up in a religion where you had to go to a priest to talk to God. My education studies show me that God is within. God is only a heartbeat away. It's the same energy that makes your heart beat. So we'll do that another time, just because I'm doing a lot of testing right now. So I'm going to play one more song, and then if you have any more questions in the chat board, please put them in. Going to hold off on the mediumship because I got a lot of moving parts, but I want to see how this song comes across. This is called the Happy Song. Stop share. So I hope that message helps. Again, what I'm trying to do is just put more visuals. So the meditations and the sound baths that I will be doing in the future, the recording, to give you experiences in an environment to where you can join me and we can do Mondays we can have readings, but then we can also, you can get on my Patreon Prospector channel, or subscribe to the page, and then there'll be meditations and spiritual takeout and classes that I'll be teaching. Again, I'm slowly moving away from Facebook because Facebook just doesn't seem to care. That's our social media worlds, and that's probably why we're in such a conundrum with societies, because of social medias. But just know, for all the social media that I do, I always try to create my platforms for positivity, for hope, for inspiration, for healing, for transformations, for finding that diamond within. Thank you so much to my team this morning for just hanging out with me. Again, you'll see the team members, they have a little wrench by their name. If you want to be on the volunteer team, let me know and I can make you an administrator on this page for YouTube. We have gotten a few more subscribers to the page and a couple likes, so that's awesome. I have to go back and do some editing on this video just to present it. But if there's no more questions for today, usually it's a bump in the question. Ask, believe, receive, perceive. So Christina, I hope that helped, that you could feel your son draw close, or I think you said your grandfather, you're looking to connect to your grandfather too. But that's the environment that I hope to move forward in 2022 and 2023, is creating environments where you can connect and that you don't have to go pay a medium. I'm sure my competitors out there in this industry would be like, what are you doing? We need to charge money. But no, I'm not about that. I do charge for my time, but I want to make it more accessible for everybody to say, you know what, my loved one is a thought away, and I can ask, believe, receive, and perceive anytime I want, and they can come to me and give me that comfort, that guidance, that I'm not alone in this journey. And again, today is May 2nd. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, so please pay attention to anybody that may not be showing signs, maybe through discussion. I just saw that the mother of the Judds just passed away from mental health issues, and so that was sad. She was I think today she was supposed to be honored in the Hall of Fame, and moved into the spirit world at 76. So I was sad to hear that, because I grew up listening to the Judds and I love their music, and it's really sad to hear that kind of information. But again, not all pain is physical, and not all wounds are visible. So I hope you'll join me next Monday for Metaphysical Mocha Mondays. No podcast this week. I'm off. But we have more upcoming shows scheduled and coming out. That's over on Om Times Radio and Media. You can go to marklainhart.com, get the global player. You can listen to it from any device around the world. There's no membership, no username, no passwords, no BS. And thank you to everybody that's listened to the show to help us move up to number 21 on the 70 most inspirational podcasts out there for 2022. Grateful and honored and humbled. But with that, thank you to my team. Thank you, Mark, for creating the space. Have a great day, everyone. So welcome. And I guess I'll leave it with this, and let me go back to sharing my screen one more time and leave it since it's National Health Awareness Month. So let me make sure I've got the right one going here. Hold on. I'll get better at this, I promise. Maybe. Oh my goodness, where is everything? Oh, stop share. There we go. All right, try this one more time. Share screen. Share screen. There we go. Share screen. All right, and that should be it. But now I feel like I'm sharing my desktop. Oh my goodness. Oh well, we'll get better at this. So, all right, until our next soul adventure together, be kind, be caring, be compassionate. Most importantly, dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live, and discover that diamond within. I'll see you next time here on either YouTube or Facebook. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Namaste.
Lights are out, system down, and trying to pay rent. I gotta work it out, but it ain't that easy. Work 9 to 5, can't sleep at night, my money's all spent.